Nick, an incredible game last night. So how's that team preparing for tomorrow?
Hey, Jessica, first off, March Madness has gotten off to a bang. Millions of brackets busted, tight finishes all over the country, and a whole lot of fun. That includes in Des Moines, as just yesterday, Arkansas beat Illinois 73-63 to advance to round 2, where they'll play the 1-seed Kansas Jayhawks, who are, by the way, defending national champs. But today in Des Moines, it was a break from action as teams came in here for closed practices and to speak with the media. And for Arkansas, they're game planning right now as we speak. Just an hour ago, they left the arena. And as they say in sports, you don't always win on game day. You win in the time leading up to it. And that's exactly what the Razorbacks hope to accomplish today to get an advantage over the Jayhawks before game time arrives tomorrow.
Just winning the game. We've been through them a little bit. We're going to go over them more tonight and even tomorrow leading up to the game. So just focus on how we can win the game and move on to the next round. Prep one more time on the court again and clean up the things we need to clean up.
Just getting better. We know we got a really good team we're about to play, and we want to prepare as best as possible with the short turnaround we have. And so I think preparing and getting ready with the small details.
I think we want to just really get ready for the game tomorrow and lock in on the scout and work on the game plan and just get ready for a good game tomorrow and get mentally locked in.
Those Hogs are diving into prep tonight as they gear up for the Jayhawks, a daunting task. But hey, this time tomorrow, they could get on that board and go to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd straight year. If it's anything like that Liberty Bowl game, then we are in for a treat, Wes. But today was a break from action in Des Moines. Arkansas coming and having a closed practice and being in the locker room. And from being around the Razorbacks, it's pretty clear that they've already put that Illinois win in the past. But make no mistake, for a young team with many freshmen, that is their first NCAA tournament experience, it was a memory that they'll always cherish. But that's not the case for junior Jacksonville native Devo Davis. In fact, Devo was on the team and played a key role in each of their Elite 8 trips. And tomorrow's game against the Jayhawks, it'll be the 3rd time that Devo has faced a 1-seed in 2021, falling to Baylor in the Elite 8, and in 2022, beating number 1 overall seed Gonzaga. So Devo plays a major role as a veteran on this young team, helping lead by example and saying, hey, seeing is believing, and we've already beaten the big dogs in March Madness.
Just preaching to the guys that haven't been here before. I think preaching to them. And that's what we've told these guys, like, we're going into this game to win. And that's what it's been the last 2 years, going into every game in the postseason to win. And I think we believe, and the guys believe, even the guys that haven't been here. And like I said today, we're going to get better, and we're going to continue to preach to these guys what we need to do to get the job done.
I've been saying it all year. We can beat every team in the country. We had the talent for it. We had the length. We had the size. We got the talent. So, just up to us putting our A game forward and listening to Coach's game plan.
Look, there's been many bumps on the road along the way, but we've always known that this team has the talent to be one of the best teams in the tournament. They just had an up-and-down season and became an 8 seed. But they have the chance to prove to the country that they really can beat anyone they face. And it'll happen tomorrow, Kansas at 4:15.
What are the Hogs doing to prepare for that big game tomorrow?
Hey, Jessica, March Madness action is carrying on nationwide today, but not here in Des Moines because at Wells Fargo Arena, this day was meant for preparation. Now, the Razorbacks were here on the court for a closed practice this afternoon. At 4:30, they hit the buses to go back to their hotel, where now they are studying film, prepping for the defending national champion, Kansas Jayhawks. Now, when you think about that Illinois win yesterday, it wasn't always pretty. Of course, the Hogs gave up a second-half lead and almost fell, but eventually won by 1 by 10, that is. And at the end of the day, it didn't even take big performances from Nick Smith Jr. or Jordan Walsh, the 5-star freshman. Instead, it was from 2 players that led the Hogs in scoring, and at the beginning of the year were role players in Devo Davis and Ricky Council. Council led the team with 18 points, and just last year, he was at Wichita State, which is in the state of Kansas. So he's very familiar with these Jayhawks, and he's hoping that tomorrow he can carry that momentum to continue his tear.
Just not force it. I feel like I did a good job not forcing the last game, let it come to me. Second double-double in my career, so it felt really good to get on the boards and get back to my points as well. Struggled in the SEC tournament, so just getting back to in the higher points column and getting the win is real big time. I don't feel like we needed to change anything drastically. Like I said, we have all the talent in the world. I feel like we could beat any team in the country. We just got to put our A game forward.
Ricky said it right there. We know this team has the potential to take down Kansas. They have shown flashes throughout the season. It's been a bumpy road through it all, ups and downs. But we're about to find out tomorrow at 4:15 what this Razorbacks team has in store and if they can knock off the 1-seed Kansas Jayhawks in the third time in the last 3 years that the Razorbacks have played a 1-seed in the NCAA tournament. But later on at 6:30 for sports, we'll have more of a look into those Razorbacks inside the locker room.
I don't think Arkansas is going to be intimidated by this matchup.
Wes, I would not say so. And in the Razorbacks locker room, there's a lot of confidence. They put that Illinois win in the past. And, hey, we are only 24 hours away from knowing if the Hogs can punch their ticket to the next round and play next weekend. And that would be for the third straight year. And, of course, in that Illinois game, they did give up a big lead. But in their spurts of excellence, the Hogs gained confidence that can help them carry that momentum into a big test against the defending champion Jayhawks. And they believe if they play their A game like they did in those spurts, then they can come out on top and bust many brackets.
Just the way my team endured the run. We haven't done well with that all year, but yesterday we got some big stops and made some free throws and got a lot of easy looks. So, you know, I've always been confident in my team, but that just added a little bit more, just seeing that.
The confidence we had on the defense and the offensive end, the glances that we had in transition that I think we can show even more in the Kansas game with the dunks and the high fly plays and the special plays that I know this team is gifted with. So other than that, I think executing like we did and just playing even better, I think everything will fall in our hands.
We will see if that ends up being the case tomorrow at 4:15 when they take on the 1-seed Jayhawks. And maybe in the board behind me, the Hogs can keep on inching toward the middle and play in Vegas next week. While March Madness action continues across the country, it was a preparation day for the Razorbacks here in Des Moines. The Hogs were on this very court earlier today, having a closed practice, and right now are at their hotel watching film and preparing for the 1-seed and defending national champion Kansas Jayhawks. It's been a roller coaster season, and not many people believe that Arkansas can pull off the upset as they play a 1-seed for the third straight year. But these Razorbacks are believers.
We believe, and the guys believe, even the guys that haven't been here. And like I said today, we're going to get better, and we're going to continue to preach to these guys what we need to do to get the job done.
A lot of people didn't really think we're a good team or having a good season, you know, based on the talent we had. But, you know, we're a young team, like you said, and we got a lot of new pieces. So it'd be huge, you know, to get a chance to go back to the Sweet 16. You know, some of my teammates did it the last couple of years, but it'd be big for all the first-time tournament players.
Yeah, the Razorback season really did start off with such high expectations, and they did trip along the way as they lost Trevin Brazile for the year and Nick Smith Jr. for an extended period of time. But they'll put that way in the past if they knock off Kansas tomorrow and make the Sweet 16 for the third straight year. Here in Des Moines, in this spot tomorrow, the Razorbacks will either win or go home, with many in the nation expecting it to be the former as they face 1-seed and defending national champ Kansas. Now, the Razorbacks are celebrating St. Patrick's Day, different than most, as they cram film at their hotel after having a closed practice here today at Wells Fargo Arena. Now, going into this season and to this tournament, the Razorbacks were filling big shoes, following the acts of back-to-back Elite 8 trips. And for a young team, led by many freshmen, in fact, they just want to be creating their own legacy.
You know, I feel like this is way bigger than me, and it's way bigger than, you know, people in this locker room, man. It's just having, you know, something to leave on.
I mean, it's good getting to make our own footprint, kind of, and just win the first game. But, you know, I don't think it doesn't really matter unless you win the next one and get to the Sweet 16 like the next weekend. So we're really focused on getting this next win.
So Arkansas beating Illinois yesterday didn't bust that many brackets, but knocking off 1-seed Kansas certainly would. And the Razorbacks know that it's going to be a daunting task. The Jayhawks are led by All-American Jalen Wilson and Grady Dick, the Big 12 newcomer of the year. And the Razorbacks believe that after an up-and-down season, they're up to the task.
I've been watching them play since I've been at Wichita State, and I feel like even their coach said, I remember them saying that this is the most connected team they had in a while. Not their most talented, but their most connected. So I feel like that helps them a lot. And then they have talent as well. Jalen Wilson, Grady Dick, Harris at the point guard. So they're going to be a tough team to beat, but as long as we're connected and put our best game forward, I think we'll be okay.
their experience. They're a team that won last year, and then they brought guys back. We got a player of the year in the Big 12, and then you got one of the defensive player of the year, but also a couple guys in first team and second team. And so we know we got a lot of guys that we need to make sure we execute on. Teams that has been in the tournament championship game before knows how to play in these games of 32 and things like that. So I think just knowing that they got experience and know that we need to take advantage in all spots possible. And so making sure we take advantage in the places we can and trying to figure out how to pull off a win.
Last game, they're a transition team. This game, they're a transition team. So there's similarity there, but, they're a little bit smaller, so maybe we'll do some different stuff. Yeah, I guess you could say we'll keep our principles the same, but, there'll be little tweaks in the game plan and stuff like that.
We'll be fine, just making sure we're playing hard, something that we can't control, and besides that, leave everything else to God.
We've seen these Hogs on mountains and in valleys throughout the season, but if they do play their A game and do it consistently, they might have a chance against the Jayhawks, and they can put madness in March Madness. We'll have coverage tomorrow night as Arkansas faces Kansas with a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line at 4:15. Wes.